Hello everyone, I'm Nogi from Gumi. Gumi is actually heavily involved in the AR/VR world since back in late of 2015. And then I personally visited over 20 countries since the last 2 years. And then I saw many things AR/VR industry in the every countries. So I think I can share many things what I saw in the world. So first of all, let me just introduce Gumi a little bit. So Gumi is a mobile gaming company, and we try to be #1 entertainment company in the digital space. That's why we are trying to do many things in the, on the digital devices. So we established 2007. We just turned the 10 years anniversary, and we become public back in end of 2014. And then we have about 700 employees. And we have several studios in the world. Those are our mobile gaming studio and offices. And then I'm in charge of San Francisco, used to be Korea, China, but we already closed it. We are a mobile gaming company, many things happening. And this is our existing notable successful titles. And now, you guys probably know Final Fantasy is one of the global hit titles. And then Brave Frontier is our first global hit title. And then other titles are, as you can see, we are actually not casual gaming company, not a king.com. We're actually more like mid-core, hardcore game companies. But mobile gaming side are very successful. Then current our mobile gaming strategy is primarily launched in Japan. And then if it becomes successful, we localize and then publish other countries. But as you can see, most of the titles are successful. That's why we are localizing and try to publish other countries. And we also do investment. We established a company called Gumi Ventures with a local bank called Shinsei Bank in Japan. And then we actively invest in other space like SNS and live streaming companies. But as you can imagine, mobile gaming market is been already 10 years, and the market is quite big, and then saturated, mature, and then it's quite difficult to make another hit titles. And then, for example, our company right now, to make one game, we cost like 5 to 10 millions, and then it takes like a couple of years, and then we don't know what's going to happen a couple of years later. And additionally, after launch, we also have to spend like 5 to 10 million marketing. It's quite big risk, and we still do that, but we need to find out another revenue scheme. And that's why this is one of the reasons we jump in the AR/VR market. So we do many things in the AR/VR space. So of course, we are a mobile gaming company, and we have a studio. That's why we have an in-house development. We are making the VR games. And we established a fund called the Venture Reality Fund. People say VR fund. It's based in San Francisco. And then this is a $50 million US size fund, and then we actively invest in all over the world. And we also established incubation acceleration program, Tokyo, Seoul, and Nordic, it's Finland, Helsinki. And we also manage the startup communities, and then we do meetup every month. And also partnership, I'm gonna tell you detail later. We also work with many companies all over the world. And in-house development, so we recently acquired the company called Yomoneko, and that company is actually under our incubation program, and then they are doing really good performance, and then we just acquired them, and then they're making new games. And incubation program, so Tokyo, Seoul, and Helsinki. So Tokyo VR Startups is actually 100% owned by Gumi, but other countries, we work with local partners. And Seoul, Korea is a YGM Games, and Nordic, Finland, the many guys are involved in. And then our main partners are Nordic Film. They have a quite huge company in the Nordic regions. And Tekes is actually a government agency. They also heavily support us. And incubation program, that's a 6-month program. And then we provide co-working space and all facilities for free. And then we also do financial support. And then we invest like 50 to 100K, and then take like 5 to 10% equities. And big things is that we also provide a mentorship program. Then we have many famous and experienced people. They they do the hands-on support to our startups. And after 6 months, we organize a demo day, and then we invite a lot of investors and then startups to the presentation, then try to get another funding. Those are our mentors. Everyone is industry, long experience, CEO guys, not only gaming, but also media companies, also finance guy, also technical guys. Many people are involved in our program at the moment. Yeah, those are pictures of our mentor day. We organize mentor day every month, and then our mentor come to our incubation office, and then they do those kind of sessions, or advice, kind of things we are doing. And then final demo day, then startups do the big presentation. Yeah, and this is our result. So Tokyo VR startups, like as I told you, it's 6 months program. And then we've done the second batch. Then this is a first batch result. And then we have 5 companies, and then 4 companies got Series A funding. I think this is very successful result. And then second batch, we just finished it, end of beginning of June. And those 4 companies are now talking with investors. But as you can see, we are not focusing on only gaming, but also non-gaming, like SNS, also medical, many kind of things we are now trying to support. Those are, Seoul VR startups, we just finished first batch. And those guys are now trying to fundraising. And relatively, Korean market, more like location-based services are more popular among the startup scene. And Nordic VR startups, as I told you, Nordic Film, one of the biggest media company, Egmont, they have as a parent company, and as a movie production studio, they have been 100 years. But they also do PlayStation 4 distributions. Also, they do Hollywood movie distribution in the Nordic countries. That's why it's a very good match for us. And the VR fund, as I told you, it's a $50 million US size fund. And then we only invest in the AR, VR. And those guys are our local partner, Marco and Tipatat. They're based in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. And then they are really very connected in the local market, local community. And that's why we decided to work with them. And our VR fund main focus is our early stage, like seed and Series A round. And average ticket size are about like $500,000 US at the moment. And I think someone's seen this one. This is actually our partner Tipatat is making, and they keep updating. Then we just segmented when we decided to investment. So like infrastructure, tool platforms, and contents application layers. And then our VR fund main focus is actually middle, like tools, platforms, like more like technology and tools kind of things we are mainly investing right now. Then other things, Tipatat, he did another speech at a different conference last week, and he said he just compared with this landscape last year, it's actually much smaller, but this one is much bigger, maybe 5 times bigger than last year. That means VR market is now actually expanding. Many people are trying to establish their companies. Yeah, this is the AR version. We're also heavily involved in the AR market. And this is a part of our portfolio company under VR Fund. And VR Fund is invested 19 companies. And then we got one result, job simulator or Alchemy Lab, just acquired by Google. We are so happy. This is the first exit. And then as you can see, other companies are more like technology. Ionite is positional tracking. MindShow is a VR movie content creation tool company. And then Immersive, the VR ad network company. And Limitless is they provide a tool of like VR animation creation tools. And this is also good partnership with us. So since I came here to how we can do the European countries, and I found out there are so many VR startup communities, but as you know, the European countries is geographically very fragmented, and it's so difficult to just communicate each other. But the San Francisco people, Silicon Valley people, they are always talking because it's only this one-hour drive, everyone talking, and then so many events, then they are sharing your information. But here, European countries, it's not easy, as I told you, it's fragmented. But EU VR guy tried to just consolidate all European startup communities. That's why we just sponsor them, and we just gonna see what's going on the European market. And Gumi ourselves actually directly do the investment. And last month we invested a German company, boarding-based company called PlaySnack. And we actually invested 1.2 million US dollars to these companies. Then those guys are actually ex-Crytek guy, and then Crytek just VR team just spin out, and then we invested. This is current our result. So yeah, almost 2 years ago, there's nothing, but we just try to work hard, and then we just try to expand our global network at the moment. Then from now on, main subject, the future prospect. So we strongly believe that VR is going to be one of the AR in the future. So I always say VR is very easy to recognize for people because more like entertainment, visual game. That's why people try to do the business. But we strongly believe in the future, business mainstream should be the AR, and users just see the AR world, VR world, and that situation we always explain that the MR, mixed reality. And we always explain the possibility of the VR. So VR gonna be the one is a next entertainment device, like a game device. And another things we say VR going to be the other next generation of the networking device. So as a gaming device, as you can see, there are so many console games in the past. And Nintendo Wii actually distributed like more than 100 million units. But end of 2016, so HTC Vive penetration is actually under 500,000. But still, some of companies earn more than $1 million, and then Job Simulator earned already $3 million US dollars. And recent, our partner, Tipatat Research, he said already 20 companies, 20 applications earned over $1 million US dollars only on Steam. That's why if VR headset, or not if when the VR headset penetrated more than 100 million, I think VR AR device gonna replace with a smartphone. That's why we believe it's gonna be like more than 10 billion something. And you can just imagine how much sales you can potentially earn in the gaming space and the content space. That's always I explain that. And this is actually key factor. Not only I think game. If you want to make a VR contents, you should just cover not most of them, but at least top of 3. You have to follow it because I talk with many people, and then I just discuss what is the best experience, what we should do in when we make VR contents. So one is VR contents should be VR first. It's just obvious. But still, many companies just try to simply convert existing game from mobile console. But it doesn't make sense because back in the beginning of the smartphone game comes up, the console gaming company just convert console game to the mobile, This totally doesn't make sense because the console game is a monitor and you have a controller, but they just put in everything, the small device inside, and then user experience-wise, it's much less. That's why it didn't successful. But some of the company find out what is the best experience for the smartphone. I think that's the Angry Bird, and just find it. This is the smartphone UI. But they didn't know how to monetize. But after that, Supercell and Machine Zone, those companies are making monetization mechanics. But I think same things happen at VR. If you try to make the VR things, you should VR first. No. And then other things, still, when I wear the headset, I know that my hand is here, but sometimes after I wear the headset, in the VR, my hand is like here, or sometimes like here. Those kind of things that not good. Users just gonna leave. Oh, I don't know what this is, right? Then accuracy, like hand motion, everything, it should be really, really accurate. Also, haptics kind of things is very, very important if you want to make VR contents, because most of the attractive point of the VR is once you wear a headset, and then you are in a totally different world, but still you feel like it's a real world. That's why I always say VR content have to be as real as possible. And of course, no motion sickness. It's bullshit. And these three things is actually should be the standard, the bottom line. And then you guys are gonna compete other companies. And then you try to make a studio, very, very unique game environment, very different world. And then you attract the people. Also, you might have a very superpower, magic, something. That's why people are amazed. Oh my God, what's this, right? And other things is you also have to make some sort of emotional approach, like fear, some sort of, if you put virtual girlfriend, maybe user like gonna fall in love with a game character. Those kind of approach is also important. And storytelling is also very important because that's why people just going to immersive more. That kind of things is a very important element to make a VR contents. And other things, I say this best practice. So I keep telling the people, also other developers always send a test, and the frequent batch is very important. Otherwise, user is still doubting what is a VR, AR, and try to game. It's not good and just leave, but you just continuously just update it. And still, many people just one-time play, they never come back. That's why in the game mechanics, you should just design like a regular engagement. Remain the users come back. And this is more like behavior things. So I talked with many people all over the world, and they say, I know the VR, I know AR, but they don't actually play. Just talking about AR, VR, but when I point out, the Arizona sunshine, the something, but they never try. We cannot talk. It's not good. If you want to try to the VR business, just try many, many things. This is very important. And content-wise, like I say, the existing device is a monitor, but when you make a VR content, user is always in the game, in the content. That's a different experience. That's why you have to deeply consider how to make a UI, because this is not a controller. It should be like this feeling. That's the VR UI in the interface. And as a communication device, also general device. So when the PC comes out, those kind of service, Skype, Yahoo, like eBay comes up, but since smartphone comes up, and kind of similar service, networking, communication, but still new services comes up. So AR, VR, of course, kind of same function or same service, but definitely VR first, messenger service, something, many kind of opportunities comes up that you can just think about other business opportunities. This is actually, I don't want to talk about it, because still many people doubting VR headset is too big. That's why it's going to be popular. But when the mobile comes out, mobile phone is like this size. But right now, this size, it's happened. And VR things almost same. It's actually getting smaller and smaller. Maybe you understand. Yeah, but still many people doubting. That's why I'm explaining this one. Yeah, I think this is a very simple picture landscape. I always say in the 10 years later, nobody uses mobile phone. Everything gonna be here, communicate, gaming, everything, Facebook, also the restaurant information, everything you can see from here. Because I think in the future, still some people say when you use a mobile phone just occupied your hands. It's inconvenient. But in the future, you hands-free, and then you can just do everything. That's the future. That we strongly believe. That's about it. Thank you very much.